better agreement with placement points. But you're right, it's not 100% conform to scale of points, because you can always discuss this mask should be more. But then you get the problem with a word with a perfect mask in head. You give the maximum points 15 or 20, and then the rest of the word is shit. And then you say, oh, I have there's too many points, I have to go down. That's what National Society does. All kind of specimens, you see. They still get points. Then you see, no, we don't go further than 93, 94. That's also not good. So, okay. I understand what the problem is, what you said. Okay, there, we have talked about that. It should be round, broad, and symmetric. But this is also a little bit stupid in standard because the heads are not, when they are round, it's depending on the feather quality. It's a rising feather or not. You have nowadays birds with beautiful round heads, and they say, oh, he's not showing, but conformance standards would say he's. But we want all we want, most people want the cock jumping on the perch and that. And mostly then the roundness is a little bit wrong. Because this bird blow all the feather bits on the head to the front, and if the back goes with him, it's perfect. But I don't think that we much see a bird like this so that's good about the draw. Front, yeah, that's all. First go start from the back, because you really have to, when you are coming to a point in your step that you want to improve and complete the beginning is so hard. You buy a better bird, you jump in levels, but at the end you have to finish your birds, and then it becomes more difficult. Then you have to keep to these details. The details nowadays makes the difference for winning a show or not. But don't forget, 10 persons. Has anybody went over to the UK show or somewhere? 10 persons can easily win the show, but one does. So a lot of people are disappointed to go home, sad or angry. Don't be. If you have a group winner, you are placed in the class and win a good bird.
मेरा पॉइंट ये था कि हमें जो पढ़ रहे होते हैं ये कुछ कर रहे होते हैं उसमें डिसअपॉइंट नहीं होते और जो फेवरेबल फॉर्म में हम काम कर रहे हैं और वो मेंटोर्स के साथ अगर और सीनियर्स के अगर साथ है और ये हम एक दूसरे के साथ जो एक्सप्लोर कर रहे होते हैं एक्सपीरियंस जो शेयर कर रहे हैं इसमें एक डेस्टिनी होती है इसमें दूर दूर तक आपके आप और हम ये शो या ये लेक्चर को अटेंड मैंने ऐसे लेक्चर्स को अटेंड किए हमने वहां से इनवाइट किया अनश्राइवर को हमने वहां से इनवाइट किया इज जस्ट टू गेट एनहांस आवर एक्सपीरियंस जब हम एक दूसरे के साथ ये काम करेंगे 100% एक अच्छा वर्ड को हर आम मैं कहूँगा इसको जज नहीं कह रहा उसको हर आम अट्रैक्ट करें और जब वो चीज़ माशाल्लाह हो जाएगी तो मैं नहीं समझता कि कुछ चीज़ें अगर 19-20 अगर वो अगर मैं सही ना यूज़ करूँ तो उस चीज़ को डिसमार्क नहीं कर सकते इवन उन्होंने कहा स्केल ऑफ पॉइंट्स में अगर हम चले जाए बहुत प्यारी बात है तो उस कैलकुलेशन में अगर हम चले जाएंगे और जज होके अगर हम उस कैलकुलेशन में चलेंगे हो सकता है कि वो मिसाल हो क्योंकि तो वर्कर मतलब होंगे वो 80 नंबर पूरे वो नहीं होंगे तो वो चीज़ हो जाएगी डेफिनेटली उस वर्ड को स्कोर करने की आई का होगा please.
But you also have to take in mind, if you participate on a show where they give you points, then it can happen you'll be disappointed. For example, red varieties can get many points in relation to the normal birds, which are visually better. But the crested bird can gain, I think, 35-40 points for the crest. So that's almost 40% of the birds, you see. So you can end up with easily 90 plus points, you see. And like in normal, super quality the same points. But don't forget that. You see that, it's also compared to the variety. Okay, about the head quality and to let you show you that not always a drawing is a dream, because this was accidentally I found this picture, and if you see what is drawn here, that is also with this bird case. So it is possible. It's just a proof standard that you can reach to it. This is one of the features we are dealing with now, which gives also much more problems, but that's another. Because if this is too long, you know, difficult.
Your other thing is for Buffalo style. Again, we just carry a standard. Also, style for what happened to the bird, twins and flatters.
And of course, you can never breed this because of feathers. You see, this is drawing nice round edges. It's not possible because the feather is difficult. You have to draw. This was one of the birds in Holland. At that time, I think 5 or 6 years ago. One looks like a revolution if you see the total bird. But on the other side, the critics came about this feature of the bird. You see? That is the great growth of the feather and from the shear because going down. This is more elegant. And then it's arbitrary. Where do you put the line to stop it? But this is what we saw the last years. They multiply. See? With even longer feathers. And even in Germany now, the general animal protection is coming to watch. And in Germany, when they don't see a bird's eyes, it's immediately taken out of the show. Which is also not so good because when this bird is showing, and you put from the side, you have to see the eye from all sides. And sometimes in Karlsruhe it's always summer 40 degrees. And the birds are judged in the morning. When you come on a Sunday, they are tired and then the feathers all hanging down. So it's not really good, but I agree with the attention point that it should not go too far. Because there are many birds, when they grow, it's super. When they are at rest, then you have to ask yourself, do you like this? Because when the bird is sitting like this, because he has the mass of rising feather, should be equal size, in my opinion. You see, so, but okay, that's always the moment of judging. The time you look at the bird, don't forget that. But the other was, if you want to read like this, we see now birds. This row direction has been put it more accent on. So now we see it fixed. Yeah, it's personal, but we get problems with that. And they say we make only the feathers here and not there, but that's, in my opinion, not the case. Because there is a connection between the other feathers on the part of the body and what you breed in the mast. It was so easy to breed different head feathers and mast feathers, and we should have them all. You see? And very hard to say that as a breeder, sometimes things happen in your aviary. Because looking say, oh, I knew that I was going to breed this over 5 years. I don't believe. But I believe in the good breeders when they breed that and they say, I like it, and they can, when you are a good breeder, you can produce more of these. That's breeding. But you cannot. I don't believe in that. Some person say, okay, within 2 years, I breed all the feathers to this side. Some things in Budgerigar world happen, see? And then it's you cut it or you go further. So that's the discussion. Mostly commercial, but also this, don't forget, yeah, thank you. It can be at the end decision point for the judges. This is a huge mask, long spots. If the second bird is much less quality, but you see there is many top birds. I think the breeder also doesn't know very well how to trim his birds, but here's a gap, you see? And if you are really critical, it's not nice to see. Simple birds you can spoil for yourself, or it can be bred. You will take notice of that too.
Your points up on
This is the part of also personal, but uprising feather. Birds can have super uprising feathers, but when you go to show when your bird is not ready, in the mold, this happens. Don't be offended when this bird comes in second place, because that's all the quality, but when the feathers are not molted out, you see, I call it gaps in the. And at the end, everything should fit, but of course, this is what you want to see, uprising feathers. Just to say, to accent, this is not so irritating because probably the reader washed out the mold feathers. So, what you see, if you are working on this, you see holes. And also you see, because of the direction of the feather, if they hang over it, it starts here already. This feather is nothing different than this type of feather for growth. As you see, it's not directly in heaven, but it's also here, it's turning sizes. Also this is really a condition I bird was on the show. Didn't get to the end. I think it went too fast because of the other birds. But you see, really comes to the show with this super bird, then you cannot complain. This bird, between the mast, the spots are not the right spots, the right spots. The head is not. See, the only thing we can say thank you for showing, and we see the quality. We don't expect this bird, and there was quality to win. See? And of course, we criticize the best birds. That's also the if you have good budgies, please prepare when you go out. You always tell things about the best birds. See, you always criticize them. There's another one to beat you. So, but okay, about we're going back to the different types of breeding, and then you have to say for yourself, this is what you see on show and judge what you want to breed, but you have to ask your question, do you like it? See, that's a personal opinion, but nobody can tell me, convince me that I don't find this elegant. You see like this is very sad on the show. Maybe the breeding end, but on the show, the word show, that's it. So this is also another comparison. I still think there should be a good proportion between the feather above the shear and the mask, the difference of the mask. You can read deeper mask, and if the head is small and not feather on the head, it's also not nice. Here it is also this feather, but it is a little bit better, you see? Here you can see many types of feather directions you can breed. You want to breed. This was the bird we had before. This is like this. They call it like an owl, but it's not nice. And then you have this, they call this old fashioned, but what is old fashioned? You see, from these 4 pictures, I don't know where you look at first, but this is nice bird looking at the head. And maybe this is much more wanted now in the breeding cage. But this can also be better and wider in the head, but it's a well bred and lovely showbird. So that can happen. And that's the difficulty if you have a bird with. You have to judge the class with these 2 birds, for example. And you have a big problem as a judge because maybe there's a huge body spots, but in elegancy, you see the bird which is maybe smaller, but looking much nicer. That's how the harder it is. And if you then take the 100% standard in account, I also make this, it's not a fault, but other decision. Perform the standard should be not good to put this bird before that. But that's. Now it's pictures, as you should see. I know these birds alive. This comes more to that because his body is below. Pictures is dangerous. But we need pictures to share and to have talks. Okay, then we have here also, I think, still there's some text, but I think the bird could have more uprising feather, even if this is not here. But the balance between the mask looks like a very steady and good work. But to criticize a good work, spots, of course, then are very good. Yeah, but this should be better than balance. Feather. It's also a question mark for you, all as breeders, because the judge has the preference to decide. But you are responsible for what the judges get in front of them. Okay, master spots, this is just what is in the standard, but this is important. Also, if you have little mask, huge spots, it's also not nice. And the other way around, obviously the same. So that's what I try to repeat every time. It's very much important, the balance. And that's not only with budgies. I studied with, if you have dogs, if you have cows or cattle, I don't know which kind of animals. They should be within their specimens in balance. So it's nothing special for birds. If you are a budgie breeder for many years and you go look at a horse, you immediately see if it's in balance or not. You see it. Or a dog, you see it. So here's the same, the marks and spots was mentioned before. You have many types of spots round. I call it in English oval or rectangular and not round. I call it round and not round. And of course, what they forget here should be one under the cheek patch and two beside. Of course, in standard there is 6 visible spots, but one should be under the cheek patch. So it's also look on the shows, not every bird has the 6 round spots and the shape of spots. But okay, if you have 6 spots, better 6 spots than no spots.
And what about the line on the upper side of sport? The line is making a shape of ear.
This? This one?
I'm asking about this side.
Yeah, this is the feather. This is what you see here. Also in the round has it, but not so long.
The black color,
but this is yeah, but this is the start of the melanin in the feather. But this is a totally, the spots are not round because this feather is the cause of that. Because if you see a feather with a round spot on it, and you put it on the microscope, besides this feather, you see totally different. This feather is also more longer. The round spot is also more round.
That's not hair. That's not hair spot.
Sort of.
No. Hair spot is like a pear. That's not pear. It's a long, that's tag. It's a oval.
Yeah, this is.
And how did why?
I cannot explain what it is. If you take the feather out, you see that it's the start, the melanin of the black melanin.
Melanistic और जिसका एक स्प्रेड शीट जो शेप होता है वो है क्या एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाऊँ क्या सो फीडर जब हम तोड़ेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि इसके अंदर पेनिट्रेट हुआ
तो समझने की बात ये है कि जो समझाई जा रही है उस पर कंसंट्रेट किया जा रहा है कि स्पॉट समझाया जा रहा है कि स्क्वायर होता है राउंड होता है और राउंड के अलावा होता है दैट टाइम अगर दूसरी चीजों को हम डिस्कस करने लगेंगे कि लाइन क्यों आ रही है
एक क्वेश्चन बिल्कुल सही है बहुत आइडियल क्वेश्चन हाँ यानी ये है क्वेश्चन थोड़ा नैरेटिव है आइडियल
Okay. You see different types of spots. It's the same, longer, moving around. But I have to say, I'm rarely seeing a perfect round spot. It's very difficult. But you see, there's a big difference. The goal should be this, and this is more long. these spots. And the word spot also means something should translate it. For me, it has to do with language, not with recognition. And this is just to concentrate on the spots in the mask. It's very important. Also, the same with the body. Also, the same with the head. The same with the wings and the tails. It's not just one part of the bird besides that you will in. All these parts together. And that's what I'm trying to do with this lecture, that you have to look at your birds, not only for one feature, but to the total. When you go in early days to England, in the south they have little birds. It's much more rainy there in the UK. Super spots. And if you want the big birds, you go to the north, where the birds longer. So that it has to do with the climate, with the weather. See? And coming back because I forget, if you see in the nature, and talk about longtails, but if you see in nature the small budgies, what you move in Australia, all these small budgies have such a long tail. And if they don't have that, they cannot fly, because it's there like an aeroplane, because they need that. So we are a little bit discussing about long tails, but what is the perfect length of bird needs to fly, you see? Okay, and this is also important for you. This can be the moment that you see it, your bird will be criticized, and maybe you took out the good spots. It can be a fault from yourself, and you can try. I implement the bird in the show because maybe number 2 is having the same problem. So it's always don't leave your best birds at home because they always have a chance. You see? So also this is split mask. You can fill it in for yourself, and even if it's your own fault, this is not supposed to be, but it will become harder and harder. Because if I see my own birds, you should have then white feathers. But you have less white feathers in the mask nowadays than feathers with spots. Most feathers have melanin or spots in it. So if you start finishing with the 6, this can happen. And to point out if such a bird is totally conditioned, and you bring them like that, it can lose the show. That's also a see by not treating the birds well, because these are not 100% sure the main spots of the bird. So, and that is also at the end when all the rest come together should be important. All these small details then come. In this case, I think if you measure this, it's really, personally, I like it. I don't know if you like it, but I like that this is in balance. See? It gives a totally different view than when you see the bird like this, in my opinion. Also with the feather on the body part, continuous means that it's like a coat or a jacket on your body. It should be not everywhere feathers. It should be continuous. And complete, of course. Complete. And when the bird is in condition, believe me or not, there is a shining on the bird. You will see it at your home. Birds in perfect condition. They are colorful, they are shiny, and that you can see also in the show. To accentuate that with the picture, okay, quality budgie is good, but here you see everything together, which I criticize confirm the standard, because this is not continuous body feather. This is a low feathered bird. It's a split mask, rising feather. So holes in it, it's not in condition. So at home is no problem, but if you go to show, this can be the reason why you will not win. See many times that people are disappointed, also in Europe, because many winners come in the show, but at the end, these details will make the finishing. And you decide if there's a feature that comes back, you can breathe on it, and you will have many birds like this. So everybody has to decide what he wants to breathe. Also with this, mentioned before, this is very continuous until here. But also we rarely see, normally you should see a little, not a hole, but you should look down to the feathers here in the front between the legs. These are the details, you see. The same with this. I think a beautiful hand, but you see that she has difficulties with sitting, standing on the perch. She's a little bit hanging. And then you see the feathers here coming out, but this is detailed, you see? Repeating feathers, 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 it's all about feathers. And it's all the discussions. Also this, spangles also, this variety discussions. Look at the show, look at the pictures. If they show you a spangle, is it really a beautiful spangle? The variety. So, I want to end up with this. Use the written standard. Use punishment for defined faults. They are written down. You can check them. And don't forget that the pictorial ideal can be outpaced. That means that if we have this 10 years ago, this pictorial ideal, they can become breeders. They have a bigger bird and more future birds, so this can also be. And then it's that's not a fault because that's also written down. The written standard is as it is, but the pictorial standards can be evaluated. See? Otherwise, you shouldn't have the pictorial we have nowadays. But okay, I repeat for the show, it is very important. Harmony should be, when you are breeding for show, should be the ultimate goal. In other words, to bring a nice, the word show means it. You see, this itself, if you bring a nice bird. If you bring birds hanging on the birds, and you are lucky and there is nobody in the class and you win and you are happy, then okay. It's also a part of the if you're happy, it's important. Please don't complain when there is a beautiful balanced showing bird and it will win. Because it's also difficult to bring a bird where everything fits on that day, on that moment. And that's nowadays what is under pressure, you see? Because it wonders me that last year in the car show is in Europe a very big show with very quality breeders. You all see on Facebook. And the only thing these people do is, I'm talking now as a judge, as a breeder. They come in the show and immediately you go to the, how do you call it here, where the winning birds stand. And that's what they see, and they agree or not, and they go. And then I said to them, what are you doing? Because there are maybe hundreds of birds in the hole, which are worthwhile looking at, and maybe you think they are better than the number one, you see. And that's a little bit because they, the big breeders, decide the direction. They are responsible for many discussions. They should promote it to the people why he bred or she bred this bird like this. It can be, many times can be elegant, can be in balance, but there are more birds on the show. And only one can win, so there are more. So, bird show is also comparing. If you don't compare, even if you want and you see what the other birds were like, you cannot compare. So, and that's what the judge should do the whole day, but you can do it also as a discipline. Okay, this was later. Maybe you have questions, and maybe I can show you some pictures of what we showed from Paris last year, but I don't know. The next lecture. So, but maybe I like, if you want to think about 5 minutes, please. Is it my idea? I'll just finish the piece. say what you think about it. It's not a rule, it's just giving you stuff to think about. And take it into mind that this is really good to show. I think you will be treated like this by a front judge. It's not only looking at the person personally likes to see, but it's valid for us. No questions or quickly say something?
Is a quick question. And we're ready to
I'm not coming back tomorrow or I mean next weekend. But okay, there's no one truth. Don't forget that.
we have to ask question or we have to try to.
But there is no discussion in Pakistan about different type of goods. Not everybody thinks the same. That's also because many ideas come from investors. Just want to share with you then the pictures better than doing nothing yet. So, but this is for my visit to Joe Maris. I don't criticize the pictures. I think it's not to do that, but see it yourself. So, if I go through if you have a question more, well, because this is what I saw. This not every bird I can make a picture of, but see it for yourself. I want to share it from the visit. Not a judgment about the birds, but this probably not always best birds they were breeding, but you get an idea. I try also to make pictures from the bird. But okay, this is the same bird, but then different. It's a baby. It's just let me see. No. This is what you see maybe on Facebook. This is, of course, huge equipment with 100 equipment in there, 100 breeding cages. So it's very professional. With huge flights on the other side. He believes in, says that he believes in breeding and seeing how birds are more active. So he has also breeding cage, separation is from glass. So he believes in that it's a personal thing. And this is a flight. This is a picture of a bird. The only thing, yeah, go on. The only thing is these are of course not his first grade budgies, but what I do with them is these are babies. What I can say is of the men's feature, the babies do totally different after 1 year. Or they go the wrong way, or you will say this is not the same way. That can happen with feather development after the second moult. And what I can say about Joe Menes is, of course, he's older now, but he always, I visit him always in combination with Carlson, and if you see what he does at home, he's not bringing birds, he doesn't like to bring birds to show which are not conditioned bird failures. Really, because you see at home birds, this is a better bird, the display also better kids are at home, so he's really, he breeds and he show birds he. Of course, he has also birds like in the spots, arrow picking, which I think has the Doberline effect. He is one of the studs who started in Europe with, he promoted a lot of spaniels. Many very good spaniels with reasonable good wing markings and spots. Yes. Lost many. And maybe Uma can confirm if you see such a, why does this breeder have big aviaries? Because if you come at this place, he has many types of words. Because to use, to breed one favorite bird, it needs different features. So that's always not possible for everybody. Then you are dependent on what you can buy, and then you breed mostly then the same bird as the seller. But if you can have several types of birds, then you can work to your own birds. It's very difficult to breed. If you buy only birds from one breeder, you never do anything else. You will reproduce the breeding, I think. Is the last? Yeah. These are pictures of Carlson last year. It's not private spot, but they're reasonably round. Okay, you can go this This is also, you see the moment. I did this for the reports, but you see this bird is one of 4 breeding birds. If you come on Sunday after 2 days, then the bird is totally. On that moment, when I make the picture, give my credit to the bird. You see that this better bird than the show. So pictures are always dangerous. This is what they in Germany, I think, a little bit are overreacting. If you can go back, please. Here they say there's white markings in the wings. Yeah, I see a little bit. And that's why this bird is fishing. So I think you can also go too far by making that decision. Because nobody can prove that this is a bite marking. It is a little foot, but you see seconds something like that. And then strike is fishing. Also this is a good example. I don't call it long tail, but this was a good decision. This bird was not embellished because of this. That's what we do in Holland. It is we take pictures wherever the judge or the breeder goes and we discuss it together. Because never you will never rarely you see this total mixture of birds. Beautiful heads, masks, all birds. So it's important, not for sharing, but if you are interested in a bird, always ask the total picture. Because that gives you a better idea. Yeah, please continue. So we talked about the feather. Please go. This is the discussion. When you look, it depends on the angle. If in Germany you cannot see, can you put the next one? Same budgie, you see. If you look like this, you don't see. But the same bird is on the first picture. And if you make that decision, it's not so. But that's what they do. They say that's because of the animal protection. This is, for me, I don't know if this is one of the main birds of Vienna, but you see it's a lovely showbird. This is also the discussion when these feathers lies over the eye in Germany, they throw them out. If you come in the morning, I know these birds, and they are blowing, then it's a different story. This area is from this Scotland. See, these birds are not visible. This is I'm not visible, so I have come to. Yeah, yeah, they're from the UK, and also developed in Holland. But he knows that I made on purpose these pictures when it was hot, and they are in the morning. So the moment it's also nice to see this was from Denmark, and also some everywhere birds. This is the quality in Germany of tufted birds. This is more the point to see count. This is not supposed that you see. Okay, this is festivity. Okay, maybe cement is on it. This is not from show, this is from a trip to England with some breeders. So you see lots of breeders in the UK. This is one breeder where it's a lot of the same type of birds. You see in England many breeders who like the Manus influence and totally stick to the English UK birds. This is a breeder who used to have some Manus birds. But that's a problem, I guess, for you all. If you want to import birds, you cannot go and see birds at home. Breeds. So for us, it's more we can drive one day or we see 800 birds. The best thing to do is to best thing to do is to see the birds at home with the breeds. So here you see that we have spectacles. We have two full spots here, black of the moonlight spot. So but if you can say if you visit England, breeders want to see a lovely fish. They are featured more deep mask spots. Then comes the rest. This was very small breeder. I was impressed. He has only 12 breeding cages. And all birds you see like this. Very impressive. Only 12 cages. Many influence in England is of actually Martin birds. Many breeders have. This is directly from, I saw this from actually Martin bird. And they have a special feature in the head feathers. Not always green. This is a video, Sam Wiles, you know him from Facebook. He's mainly interested in rare varieties. So anything to do with not normal races. Oh, everybody yellow face in it, five, crested, very good. Finish? Okay, if you want, I can put many pictures on the Dropbox if you like, and I'll put an account for the Pakistan places, and if you take them out. So not many more, but I will do that and give it to the board, and you can see more pictures if you like. So if you that's great. Okay, yeah, we have to talk more and more, but I hope I gave you some extra theory to discuss in your society and also with each other. As I say, I want to close with this no one truth, so also be stubborn. If you believe in something, keep that line that you like, because at the end you are alone in your aviary. You need to have fun in your aviary. Not have fun because I like your bird. And that's the most important thing, that you are at home, you're happy with your birds. Don't forget it's a competition. If somebody criticizes a bird, it should be possible. Same with sport. You say it's not a good football game or what. It must be possible without getting fight. And believe in your goal, stick to it, because that's the only way to result.
How to make a good start, how to start.
And different line being
Yeah, that's the theory. Huh? I don't tell you, but it's a single line.